Hey, John Cruz here, and I'm going to show you how to rig and fish a Neko rig. Now I'm no expert, but the Neko rig is another one of those Japanese techniques that's made its way to America because it really catches fish. I'm going to show you, you need two things. You need a straight worm. This is a Missile Baits 48, and it's got some weight to it. It has a good sink rate, and then you also need a weight to be able to put into one end of the worm. So what you do is you take, I like using a Gamakatsu split shot, drop shot style hook, and I'm gonna rig it wacky. Now you can rig it wacky up more in the middle, a little bit towards the bottom. I like rigging it just above the halfway point to keep the bait off the bottom, the hook off the bottom just a little bit. So it's gonna be in that region. And then you're gonna take your weight, stick it right. I like sticking it into the big portion. You can mix it up, try the small portion of this kind of worm, but that's essentially how you're gonna fish it. And as you can see, when you go to pull on it, it's gonna lean back like a wacky worm. But then as that bait sits on the bottom, it's gonna sit there straight. So I'm gonna show you how I fish it. We'll see if we can catch a fish. All right, so the whole deal with the Neko rig is once you get it rigged, some people like putting the O-ring on it. I don't necessarily like the O-ring. You put it on I like fishing on spinning equipment. I've got 8-pound Sunline Sniper leader. This is the whole tip, the whole trick. And once you throw it out there, you let it get down to the bottom. You follow your line down to the bottom. You can adjust the weight so that you can maintain bottom contact. But what you're gonna do is you're just gonna barely drag it. Reel up your slack. You're just gonna barely drag it. You're not gonna pull on it like it's a wacky worm. That was what I started out doing, and I didn't catch squat on a Neko rig. And once you start dragging it, you'll start catching a lot more fish on this Neko rig. It is a really, really neat deal. And it's hard to resist the tendency to be pulling on it and yanking on it. I've caught very, very few fish when I pull that worm up off the bottom. You catch so many more when you just drag it slowly.